Finally, an actual fantasy universe that feels like a breath of fresh air. For the past days, I've been diving deep into RuneQuest Warlords, a brand new strategy game that sees you explore this Bronze Age inspired world. Filled with everything from Viking and Celtic-like warriors to Hellenic-type phalanxes and octopus horrors befitting this dark world in the Chaosium universe. And thanks to Slytherin for collaborating with me on this video, I'm able to give you this overview already now, so make sure to follow my link below to check the game out on Steam and hit that like button and tell me exactly what you think of this game after the video. RuneQuest Warlords is a story-driven turn-based strategy game that sees you travel across the realms of Talisar and Dorastor after the king of the Bellini tribe, who our main character belongs to, is killed and the realm attacked by forces of chaos, who also steal a vital ancestral heirloom of Halgrim Ironsword, our main character. With this as a backdrop, you'll come across a cast of interesting characters with their own motivations and allegiances as you journey. RuneQuest features multiple factions from across this fantasy universe, including the Assyrian and Hellenic-inspired Lunar Empire, which long has attempted to keep the tribes of Talisar docile and under its boot. It's an incredibly unique and refreshing setting you rarely see elsewhere, and I really appreciate that. In RuneQuest Warlords, you command units on the field of battle one by one, but thanks to the game's dynamic system, it's possible to order one unit's action directly after another's, even while the former is completing theirs, making for fast-paced battles despite being turn-based should you wish it. Each unit has its own movement and action points, determining how far they can move and how many or which abilities they may use in the same turn. But a variety of abilities and factors influence whether these are changed further. While regular units as a rule have only one ability point per turn, heroes get two, allowing them to become key players on the battlefield. Each unit consists of differing numbers of soldiers within it, which is important because an added layer of strategy is brought forth by the fact that each unit within a unit has its very own health bar and attack action, meaning that depending on the damage you deal, only a certain number of the soldiers in a unit will be hit at a time. This makes combat and your army management more granular, and I am all for it. What makes RuneQuest stand further apart is its unique battle rush system. As your units eliminate enemies, they gain battle rush points based on various factors, including the strength of the enemy. When one of your units reach 100 battle rush points, you get to make a choice. You can spend those points on making one of your abilities more powerful, or you can surge to regain one ability point for the turn, allowing you to make an action you otherwise would not be able to. Coupled with the game's system of opportunity attacks, counterattacks, status ailments, buffs and other aspects, it makes RuneQuest a deeply tactical game, and I love so much that units with shields, like the Household Soldiers or the Quartz Phalanx, the latter belonging to the Lunar Empire, can make use of abilities appropriate with those shields, providing them with things like better armor and damage negation, with the trade-off of lowering movement points and slightly lowered melee accuracy. In this way, you must always pay attention to the opportunity cost and make the best use of what you have at your disposal. As mentioned, the campaign takes you on a journey through a part of the world, but luckily, the army we fight is not random, but based on what you've accomplished thus far. You have a limited number of slots you may use for your troops, a number that increases over time, by the way. But the units you battle with may of course die as well, meaning that they will not be available to you for the next battle. In addition, veteran units gain experience modifiers based on the number of battles they've successfully survived, further emphasizing the need for smart strategizing and thoughtful action. This is all in addition to the hero upgrade system as well, where you can use coins rewarded to you by completing missions and side quests to upgrade your heroes between battles. Today, we are focusing a little extra on the Talisar, the Norse-inspired people of this world and the protagonist of the main campaign. The Talisar are, as mentioned, inspired by a mix of Norse, Germanic and Celtic cultures, valuing honor, the gods and kinship over gold and intrigue, and they look with warranted suspicion on the Lunar Empire. However, chaos with its monsters and corruption is after all a bigger threat, and so the people of Talisar, or the Earthlanti as they're also known, accept whatever help they can get on their path to justice. As such, in the campaign, the Talisar faction is able to make use of units from more than just their homeland, which makes it a dynamic and deep experience. but let's see what lies at the heart of the Talisar force and what makes it unique. Our main character is Halgrim Ironsword, a warrior prince who bows to no one. Carrying a sword and shield, he both hits hard and can take a beating, but you'll do well to notice that he swings his sword twice with every attack. This makes him deadly, and thanks to his Orlanthi heritage, he can make use of the leap and tear ability, jumping to cross a long distance and ending with an area of effect attack that damages the units around him. Notice though that several attacks in RuneQuest, like leap and tear, will indeed damage any unit in your vicinity, including the friendly ones. His two closest Orlanthi allies are the priestess Ketil and the warrior queen Gudmund. Ketil is probably my favorite character in the whole game, owed to her unique design, looking something like a mix between Odin, a Valkyrie, and your Norse priestess, although her garments below the waist give off a Persian vibe as well, perhaps suggesting she's well traveled. Ketil uses Restore Health to heal her allies, and by using your tokens, you can unlock abilities like Wind Warp, enhancing archers' units' ability to hit their targets, and hit them hard. Gudmund on the other hand carries her big sword but is fast and agile. Strong and deadly too, she carries no shield, but may use her air shield ability to raise her own health and armor for a period of time. The standard professional soldier unit of the Talisar is the Households, and like their prince, can come to use the leap ability to travel longer than they usually would be able to. I adore their design, featuring a distinct Bronze Age colored armor with feathers in their helmets, but with iconic blue colors to remind us that they're Northmen. One of the more unique units of the Talisar are the Stormwalkers, a guru-like unit that doesn't necessarily sport the most health, but who can deal massive damage with their lightning magic ability. The Freezing Blizzard ability is an area of effect attack that will deal some amount of damage to those entering or beginning their turn in it, but more importantly, it doubles the cost of movement, making it a strategically important spell that can mean the difference between victory and defeat if used correctly. The Talisar also features the lighter and more basic Shadowcats and Militia units, but their three remaining ones are truly unique. First, the Wind Children is a flying unit that are so light on their wings they don't even trigger counterattacks when on the offensive, and their disengage ability allows them to fully avoid enemy attacks of opportunity as well. They deal decent damage with their sword sticks, but the Sky Hunter's charge ability adds extra movement and damage to their attack. The Umbroli is one of the most unique and cool looking units in the game, despite not really looking like much at all except a wind phantom perhaps, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Being the most heavy and costly of the non-hero units, they deal massive damage with their abilities, tossing rocks or using the storm to their advantage to make quick work of the enemy. Finally, the Sky Bull is perhaps my favorite of them, not necessarily because of the somewhat well-fed Pegasus look, but because of its unique ability, the Bull Rush. Bull Rush makes the Sky Bull feel like the bishop in chess, in that it can attack move in a straight line diagonally, but it does you one better and rushes through any units in its path. Yes, that means any unit, so you better move your friendlies away unless you want an accident. But the attack itself is awesome, has the ability to stagger enemy units, and generally deals a good amount of damage too. In other words then, the Talisar is an awesome faction in RuneQuest Warlords and offers a mix of everything, although it tends to lean towards a focus on heavy hitters and predictability over deadly status effects and secret ace in the holes. RuneQuest Warlords is a fantastic game that both plays and looks great, has a roster of extremely charming units with great designs, and an interesting story with so much more for you to explore, including skirmish battles with various modes and multiplayer opportunities. Make sure to check out RuneQuest Warlords by following my link below, and remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, thank you so much to Slytherin for sponsoring this video, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!